Hey, this is Bill. I got something kind of fun and different. It's my take on how to make a really good beef barley soup. And I do it like totally crazy different, and that's what makes it really good. So the first thing I did was I took a sirloin steak. This had to be prime. I was talking to my butcher, and he can't compete with the grocery stores on the select and other levels of meat. So for only a couple dollars more, this is actually prime sirloin, and I'd had some to try it. It's great. So I grilled it, and I want to make sure I got at least a pound left over after you trim it all up. So this is started out as about a pound and a little over. It was like 1.6 pounds, and then you grill it. It's going to lose some weight from losing liquid. And you don't want to overcook it, because the one thing you don't want to do with your sirloin versus your chuck is overcook it. So I got about a pound that I cubed up pretty small. Get everything in there, make it all happy. Next, what I need to do is I'm going to dump in stock. So I did a little research yesterday. Let me check my facts so I don't lie. So, believe it or not, unsalted chicken stock is 6% sodium, or 130 milligrams. The vegetable stock they had was actually higher. The beef was crazy, so I'm like, believe it or not, I'm going to use chicken stock. Why not, right? So just pay attention to that, because we really don't need all that sodium in our lives. Reserve that for the weekend French fries. That's what I always say. So I want to get 4 cups in here. Remember, always pour, spout on top. I know on TV they do it really cool because they like stab the box, and tear it open and pour it in. What they don't show is the poor person that comes in after them and cleans out, right? And I just thought by grilling the steak, because it was nice the other day, would add a little flavor to it. I hope I'm right. But the key to it is I need an oil can of Foster's, and I learned a trick the hard way yesterday. Make sure you refrigerate it first, or when you open it up, even if it's just been sitting, because the weather's been so hot here in Florida, it's going to go everywhere. So I had it in a little refrigerator, and then I opened it up and let it sit here so that I could not make a spatter and not have it foam all over the place. Doesn't that sound good already? I hope you think so. Hope so. Now, before I forget, we're going to get some black pepper in it. Looks like it's boiling, but it's really just the view. So I'm going to get some black pepper in here. And this is kind of like vegetable soup that you add meat to, okay? So it's kind of unique, and I really like it. But I do need a little flavor. So I'm going to put some Worcestershire sauce in it, just like a tablespoon. And you have to shake it first. I did already, but I had to redo it just to prove it. Okay, that's about a tablespoon and a half. And that's going to get a little life back into it, right? So the only thing we have to do now is half a cup of barley. This is beef barley, right? Makes that beer really foam. Ooh, I don't know what's in it. And at this point, we just want to get it heated through, and everything's at a pretty room temperature. Well, the steak wasn't, but it should bounce back pretty quickly. Want to cover it, and we just want to cook it for an hour, because we want to get that barley cooked out. So I'm going to see you back in 1 hour, and we'll make this soup just rock and roll. Alright, let's take a look. It's been just an hour, a little less, 5 minutes. The lid's very hot. Just want to stir it, take a look. Yep, the barley's all opened and grown, it's all rehydrated. Everything smells really good. So this is kind of like almost the last phase. Let me tell you, it smells really good. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I've been kind of watching this. I think the chicken stock is going to work absolutely fine. I think that we're not really going to miss, you know, the heartiness of the beef stock. But anyway, so, you know, everybody has their own little combination of stuff, and I wanted to kind of set the rules straight here. So this is about a quart, this bowl. That's why I like it, because lots of times when I need carrot, celery, and onion, I need about a quart, a little over a cup each, you know. But sometimes I got more onion on hand. I was a little short on the celery, so I've got a little less than a cup, and so a little extra onion. But I'm going to have enough combined veggie in here. So I'm going to turn this down to low and try not to burn myself. I think I'm going to use the spoon. You can see the carrots are just little rings. If they were fat carrots, I would have cut them in half first, but they weren't. They were pretty skinny. I can see that I dipped the bowl in the soup, which is fine. Don't waste any of that onion though. All right. So what do we need? Well, you know, we want color. We want it to be pretty. We want it to taste good. And so I thought a little acid from tomatoes. And you know, I've said this probably every time, I'm going to say it again, is you can buy, you know, if I grew tomatoes, I'd be going out there cutting off the vine. I understand that. But in reality, canned tomatoes are picked at their prime. I mean, they're perfect. There's nothing wrong. I like these organic that have no salt added. Just want to dump that in here. And give it a nice little stir around. And we're going to have a really nice hearty har. No. Wait, what is that? A Laurel and Hardy handshake? Anyway. Yeah, I mean, this looks beautiful. So now all we need to do is get these, I call them root vegetables. I know the onion and carrots are root vegetables and celery really isn't, but you know, when you look at celery, I think of it as a root vegetable. And then the tomatoes, which are really a fruit, right? So they grow on trees. Alright, so we got this all mixed together. We're going to get the lid back in, and I just want to give it like 15 minutes to just kind of let it all get reincorporated. 20 minutes, you'll be able to tell because right now all the veggies are floating, and they're going to, just like if you cook the onions, they become translucent, and they're going to kind of settle in to the pot. So I'm going to say 20 minutes, I'll check it, and I'll let you know, because we'll either be back or we won't in 20 minutes, or it'll be more. Man, does this smell really awesome. Let's take a look, see what we got going. Hot lid, hot lid. Oh, I've got a beautiful broth. It smells so good. I got quite a bit. I almost used my real soup pot, but I was like, nah, this will be enough. Oh yeah, everything is just right there. So what do I need to do here? Well, I like a little more veggie. I like some more color. So I've just got some frozen green beans I'm going to toss in here real gently. Probably could have used more, but that's all I had left in the bag, so guess what? That's good enough. And I got some parsley that I just chopped up, some nice fresh parsley. You know, I always feel like you can always add either parsley or cilantro to just about anything. Just give a little flavor. And this is a full pot. Let's just stir this around and make everybody happy. especially me. Lots of flavor. I don't overdo it with the barley. It gets kind of heavy. It's like when you get a can of soup, which I haven't bought in 30 years, 40 years. So anything that has like rice or noodles in it, always err on the side of, reserving a little bit, so that you're not. Oh, this smells so good. And I figured I really wanted the flavor of the beef, but I didn't want a whole cow in here. So that's the other thing, is we want to keep it. I really think to me this is like vegetable soup that you just add a little of this and a little of that to kind of change its personality. So let's see what happens. That was so hot. And the beans I had gotten them out and thawed them, so it's not like they were frozen. Let's see what it looks like. This. The best thing about soup, it's always better the next day. Actually that's kind of funny. So what I typically do is I'll make it in the morning, let it cool down enough, even if I put an ice bath in the sink, get it in the fridge, and then reheat it for dinner that night, and it's always better. So, some things aren't like, taste better, like fresher or something. But let me tell you, this is really, wow. Yeah, it's really fantastic. Really fantastic. So, other than a little prep work, it's really not complicated. You could change up just about anything you wanted in here. You could totally just leave out the beer if you wanted to, and just add a little bit more. I kind of feel like do as you go. Start with less stock, and if you need to add more at some point, it's not going to change the flavor adding a little stock. And just kind of have fun figuring it out. Come up with like I showed you, my bowl that's about a quart, and that's what I want for my root veggies, I call them. And then in the end, we want to throw something green in. I see a lot of recipes that want peas. One thing I don't like about peas is they kind of tend to break down, especially stirring them up and reheating. I think green beans hold a little better together, a little better. But let me tell you, like I always say, I really have to try this, and so I'm going to. So anyway, what I want you to do is keep doing what you're doing. You're all great, and I will see you next time.